fact, did you know that hippopotamuses have pink milk? Did you know hippopotamuses have pink milk?
What's it to ya?
Never.
Never knew that, eh?
Yeah.
Guess you'll have to take my word for it. Guess what we're talking about? What we're talking about today?
Are we talking about blood cells?
Blood cells. You're really into blood, aren't you? Why are you so into blood? Like, you really like blood, don't you? Either that or you're a vampire. One or the other. No, we're talking about something you won't talk about last time. What was that? What you wanted to talk about last time? What's that? You forget what you wanted to talk about last time? We're going to talk about cars. We're going to talk about cars. Learning stuff.
Risky. I know cars that need lots of parts.
A lot of parts in a car, that's true. When was the first car? How many years ago?
I think 1916.
1916? You know, that's a surprisingly good guess. Yeah, well, I mean, the Model T came out somewhere around then, 1916. Yeah, that's a really good guess. How'd you make such a good guess?
I don't know, I just guessed.
You guessed, eh? Although the earliest cars would actually be somewhere around 1880, 1890. Would be the very first cars. Although there was even a crazy steam-driven car in France in the 1700s. But we're not going to talk about that because it was a little too crazy. Now, how do cars run? Within the engine of the car, it creates very small explosions that move the parts, all those crazy little parts in a car, that eventually move the wheels. That's how a car basically works.
Also, some cars are electric. So there's electric ones. It's not the pouring stuff, but it's like something.
Pouring stuff.
No, not like gas.
Oh.
Well, it's like lightning, but it goes into the car. It runs on batteries.
Yeah.
On water batteries or different batteries.
What batteries?
Water batteries.
Water batteries.
Yeah.
What's a water battery?
It's just a giant battery. It's this big and this wide.
Well, it's got water in it? Yes. It's got water in it, the battery.
Electric cars are the thing now. They are the thing now. Why? What's wrong with gas cars?
Well, they pollute a lot of gas that is bad for the air, and it might make suffers for animals, and also it will pollute oxygen or O2, and that would lead to death. Death means that animals would die and we could die too.
The whole planet could die.
Yeah.
What do you think's bad about an electric car or difficult about an electric car?
Difficult of an electric car is making it, because it does contain a little bit more parts than a regular car.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe not more parts, but very specific parts, or the technology problem is the battery. And
Well, and the battery also contains a lot of chemicals that they can't make.
Correct. That the electric car has ushered in a whole new time of looking for rare earth minerals and very specific kind of minerals that go into the making of the batteries of electric cars, which can be expensive. It is a higher technology. It's a more subtle and difficult technology to make an effective electric car which will run for a long period of time.
A gas car is pretty simple.
Pretty simple. What did people do before we had cars? What did we do before we had cars?
Well, we had steam engines. They just they didn't need anything, but just some metal and shaping it, and then they would go on it.
Well, I mean, a steam engine would be used with something very, very large, like a train. What came after our legs and before the car? What did we use there? It wasn't steam. What was it? What did we use to get around?
A train?
Mm.
Was it a horse?
It wasn't a hippopotamus. A horse. So horses, yeah. I mean, the horse was used for a long part of human history to get around.
Until the cars have been invented.
What's better about a car than a horse?
Well, riding a horse does not have an air conditioner. Same, a car does. So you won't get hot.
But if you're outside and you're moving, isn't that a natural air conditioner?
Yeah. And then you would fall off. Cars don't have that.
Ah, I see. Yes, it's easier to fall off a horse than to fall out of a car.
Well, if you're dumb enough, you would just open the door and jump off and die.
But you got to be dumb enough.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You got to work on that dumbness.
You gotta be like super dumb.
Yeah. Now, when we invented cars, how did cars change people's lives?
Well, people's lives will be changed by they won't need to run anymore. So they would just go on the road and you would be relaxed. But there will be one problem. When you're walking, you will start being sloppy and you won't want to walk.
Oh, yes. Because we're driving around in cars so much, we're going to say, like, I don't want to walk. And then what'll happen to you?
You will not walk at all.
And then you will become?
You will become that you do not want to walk at all.
And then you will become?
A slob. And you will stay in the car for almost forever. Because you don't want to get out of the car and walk.
I think your point is that people don't get enough exercise now because they drive all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's a fair point. The car made life a lot more convenient and allowed us to get places much easier. So what do you think cars are going to be like in the future?
They're gonna float.
Float? Like clouds?
Yeah, they're gonna float like clouds, but they can go fast. Or like, the cars will have like things that you can tell them to do and everything.
Ah, you tell them to do things and they do them. Okay.
Even if you don't, even you can do commands without, you won't even need your like steering
Maybe you
wheel.
won't even need your voice. Maybe you can just like have this thing on and you attach it to your brain and you could just like
And just,
control the car like that.
yeah. Or you could just tell it, or you could just say things like, turn left. It'll turn left.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe you could just think turn left instead of
Yeah.
say turn left.
Yeah, or you just use your hands.
Or just use your brain.
Or you can just use things.
Things.
So you can tell it where to go.
How about you just think it?
That would be too overpowered.
It's yeah. We're imagining the distant future. Maybe not too distant though. Maybe we're pretty close to there already. That's a wrap.